Hello my friends and welcome back. It's Monday and you're having a fantastic day. How do I know? Well, because are you a Russian Shadow Fleet tanker, oil tanker? If you're not, you're having a fantastic day. Because I have a video of you how much of a fantastic day the oil tanker is having, not so much. Ukraine decided to attack two Russian Shadow Fleet oil tankers on the Black Sea, Virat and KAIRO. Those were the names of the two tankers, and they attacked them with the maritime drones called Sea Baby. So you can almost say Sea Babies took down these two tankers, and we have a video for it. Can this day even be even better? No. Let's watch the video, let's enjoy, let's make our Monday. That's the Sea Baby, that's one of the tankers, KAIRO or Virat. And it's so good, it's so juicy, look at it. That's the hull or the backside. That's where the spinning rotors are that propel the ship forward. Excuse me for my English, but you hit that, you immobilize the ship. Bada boom! Freedom exported. Sanctions applied. These are the Ukrainian sanctions against Russian oil exports. Look at these beautiful freedom flames. They're wonderful. I love them so much. But there's another tanker that needs to be immobilized. Freedomized. Here it is, connecting to the second tanker's backside, rear areas. Bada boom! Freedom exported. #2. Beautiful explosion. By the way, several drones, several Sea Babies attacked them. And these wonderful flames warm my heart, make my Monday. That happened on the morning, early morning of November 28th. So it was 3 days ago, and the weekend. We were all having a nice weekend, sleeping it off. But now it's the time to talk about it, and these tankers were immobilized. They were empty, by the way, at the time of the attack. I'm not sure what would have happened if they would have been filled with Russian crude. I mean, crude burns extremely slowly, and you need quite a high temperature to get it started. But this is what it looked like. It's already wonderful, and they were empty, not filled with crude. What were the two tankers? Well, KAIRO, a Suez Max tanker built in 2002 and sailing under the Cambian flag, had been sanctioned by the EU, UK, and even Switzerland. I mean, if Switzerland sanctions you, the neutral country, you gotta be doing something wrong. 1 hour after this attack, the second vessel, Virat, was attacked. It was built in 2018, and it's in the sanctions list of the US, EU, UK, and Canada. So these vessels, Shadow Fleet tankers, making millions for the Russian war effort and sanctioned by almost every Western bigger nation. Here are some beautiful photos for us on the night of 28th of November. Very nice. Here are the same photos next morning, still burning, still very nice. Here you can see where the Virat tanker was hit and it drifted a bit south to the Turkish coast. And now it's being towed to the coast because it cannot really maneuver on its own. More great photos for you. This is the location, approximate location where both of these tankers were hit. And of course they're going to be towed to Turkey because that's the closest shoreline. And that's what you do. This is KAIRO's tanker. The next morning it is being extinguished. Now again, if it would have been filled with oil, yeah, you don't really extinguish big oil fires with water. Don't work like that. But it was empty, so it has been extinguished. Now none of these tankers sunk, so they're not sleeping with the fishes. But you could see how much oil or fuel that they were just carrying in the engine that leaked to the water. You could see the burning trail behind. I guess the fish themselves are sleeping with the fishes because it's deadly for them, That's what it looks like. These holes might look small to you, but I think the bigger damage is underwater on the hull. They're taking in water, but they have been towed. They did not sink. That's what I want to say. Now, somebody took a video on the KAIRO's tanker of how they reacted to the hits, and the reaction seems pretty professional. They wait for their entire team as they should, and then they go as they see the last man coming. Now they go on the deck. And on the deck they count everybody. Everybody has the life vests, and look at that trail of fuel. It's not the crude oil it's supposed to be carrying. That's the fuel from the engine room, I'm guessing. Correct me here if I'm wrong, please. Yeah, that's not good for the environment, but what are you gonna do? Russia is not good for environment, and hitting that tanker is you know, making good for humanity. It's burning. By the way, yeah, okay, the ship is burning. I want to show you something that I cannot make up. I mean, this is just too perfect. At one point in the video, there is such a screen where it says, no smoking and safety first, and the whole ship is burning. It's just, I cannot make this up. The crew on this ship smoked extremely carelessly on the deck of this ship. I mean, there's a sign, no smoking, but everything burned. I wish I'd been making this stuff up, man. No, it writes itself. Russia does that. You can see both of these tankers, they are very crispy outside, but they did not sink. But now, my friends, I want to travel back in time 2 weeks, because this is November 14th on the Russian Novorossiysk oil export terminal. This is one of the biggest seaborne oil export terminals in southern of Russia, and Ukraine struck it big time with Neptune missiles, drones in the air and drones on the sea. And we only now got a video, this specific video. I'm not going to watch all of it. And it exploded somewhere. The thing is, the guys speaking here are speaking, you know, correct me again, are they speaking Chechen or Turkish or something? They are not Russian, but they're in the Novorossiysk port. Now, I just want to show you the Star Wars that's going. Look at them lasers. Every 4th or 5th round is a tracer round. So if you've seen a lot of tracers, you know there's 5 times more bullets. And this is a very urbanized area. All of them bullets going up, they go down. They hit a car, an apartment. They hit casually one walking on the street. Not good. Also, they don't really know or see what they're shooting at. They're shooting because they have to, because that's the order. What are you doing standing around like that? Do you hear the drones? Shoot back, damn it. But they don't see what they're shooting at, so they're making a lot of damage to themselves. I mean, look at these lasers going up and down into some apartment buildings. That's insane. Whoa. This air is saturated with metal. It's crazy. Okay, I'm not gonna... Like, we only got that video now. That's why I'm showing you 2 weeks old videos here. But it's a great video. There's another video of the same attack. Here we just see the hits quite perfectly. This blue searchlight is searching for the drones. They are shooting at the angle of the searchlight. But the strikes happen away from it. Right here. Look at that. Boom! Freedom exported. That means they didn't find these drones. They were shooting up in the air, and the drones still connected to their targets. And now I bring to you a chatter from Russian Telegram channels about the Novorossiysk attack 2 weeks ago. And there was another attack, by the way, 2 days ago, but now still it's 2 weeks ago. Now, Ukraine carried out one of the most successful operations of the entire war in Novorossiysk, but I wouldn't be surprised that many haven't even heard of it. It wasn't as high profile as Operation Spiderweb. The UAVs destroyed the S-400 system's positioning area, detonated 4 of the 7 launchers and destroyed 2 radars, after which Neptune missile strike was launched at the Sheshkare's oil terminal. So that's the Russians talking about the Novorossiysk. They don't like it at all. According to Reuters, oil exports through the terminal have been temporarily suspended, accounting for approximately 20% of all Russian oil exports, which is equivalent to 2% of all global exports. Yeah, always glad to read about Russian dissatisfaction about Ukrainian sanctions. By the way, on November 28th, when these two tankers were hit by Ukrainian sea babies, Novorossiysk was hit again with maritime drones. According to Russian media, the attack occurred at approximately 4 a.m. The oil loading terminal was attacked by naval drones. No oil leak occurred. So Ukraine is dismantling the Novorossiysk oil berths or piers, or however you call them, the infrastructure they use to load the oil, the crude to the ships. It's expensive, it's hard to build, it takes time. You destroy it, that's gone. That's tens of millions of dollars for the Russians that come in from this Novorossiysk port. Well, no more. By the way, there's more. It gets crazier. Another Russian Shadow Fleet tanker at the same time was starting to sink off the coast of Senegal. Now that's in, Western Africa. That's a Russian Shadow Fleet tanker. So that's 3 tankers in the 48-hour span of 28th of November. That's... We don't know if this was Ukrainian work or not, but usually Russia uses quite old tankers in their Shadow Fleet, so sometimes they start to sink like that. It's really bad. And I will end this topic with Rosneft profit chart or anti-profit chart. It's still in the profit margin, but it's, very soon gonna cut below the zero line. Rosneft, net profit, billions of rubles, report according to international financial reporting standards. Now Trump applied this sanctions somewhere here. First quarter 25, still 170 billion profit. Second quarter 75, third quarter 32 billion rubles profit, which is pocket money for the Russian military. So yeah, they're starting to lose an insane amount of money because of these sanctions. My friends, I have something awesome to show you. I want to show you where I'm from, and for this, I'm using my heritage. For a limited time, by the way, using my code ART25, you will get an insane bundle offer with their DNA kit. Don't miss out on this. Check it out. Order now. Got a coupon code? Yes, I do. ART25. Apply. And this is an insane discount. Minus 64 euros, only 25 euros. Go and use it, my friends. It's for you. About 2 years ago, I took their DNA test, and it was surprisingly fast and easy. Back then, I remember having a few matches, but let's look where we stand now, 2 years later. 10 extended family and 18,647 distant relatives. That's a massive spider web going out if you look at the family tree. I want to see who these people are, and I can do that by clicking on DNA matches and seeing who I match the most with. For example, this person here has a 3.1% shared DNA. This one, the next one, has 2.9%. Okay, this is my 2 long-lost relatives, and I have to use this opportunity. I'm going to write to them. I wrote to her in Estonian, and I asked if she knows my lost grandfather. But I have one more long-lost relative, and I want to know the same thing from him. There we go. I have more family now. By the way, if I hover on the DNA here, I see ancient origins. And this new bundle I mentioned to you with my code ART25, this also gives you an access to this ancient origins tool. Let's see where I am anciently from. Explore and Bronze Age, and you can immediately see what I wanted to see, and it is true. I'm from Ukraine. Look at that, 48% from Ukrainian lands. This is where modern day Ukraine lies. I'm from there, from the Bronze Age. Things of course change. If we go to Iron Age, my ancestors travel and become Balto-Slavic. In the Roman era, I'm even more Baltic. And this all consolidates in the Middle Ages. Of course, a little bit Germanic also. Maybe that's where I get my height. I'm 6'4", or in the European language, I'm 194 centimeters. I mean, that's gotta be Germanic, right? And here, my friends, you can see my ethnicity estimate. As you can see, I'm 7.9% Scandinavian, almost 8% Scandinavian, Viking, yeah. Also 27.1% Finnish. Perkele. Also, 65% Baltic. That was to be expected. By the way, MyHeritage has committed in its privacy policy to never sell or license genetic data. Security first. There's really no reason to pass up on this amazing bundle and settle just for a DNA kit. MyHeritage link is in the description below. Thank you for sponsoring today's video. In addition to these 3 oil tankers and the attack on Novorossiysk, and another one, I have a video for you from the Yasny missile range. Russia tested their SARMAT missile, intercontinental ballistic missile, yeah, that's how you say it. ICBM, right. SARMAT, supposed to be the newest, the baddest, the biggest, you know what the Russians say, the propaganda says about this missile. They call it Satan II. I kid you not, that's what they call it. Russian Satan II missile. ICBM test. Well, look at it, look how it did. It goes up, it's a bit drunk, like it's a Russian missile, so it is a bit wobbly, you know. But then it decides to do 360 no-scope in the air, turn itself around to a little kaboom, and speed down towards the ground. Very Russian of it. Look at that, full speed ahead towards the ground, and Satan II is no more. Yeah, this is supposed to be the newest Russian ICBM that scares the Americans. That will, you know, to Washington, that's what they say about it. We're gonna launch it and there's no more Washington. Well, there's no more Yasny missile range because it just destroyed it. By the way, this is November 28th, 2025. What happened 1 year ago in September 2024? Well, they tested this very same missile 1 year ago in another missile range. We don't have a video of it, but we have satellite imagery of the test site, and there's a crater. Before and after, before no crater, after SARMAT test or Satan II test. A crater, meaning it exploded, it fell down and it exploded. So it's quite funny. In 2024 it destroys one missile site. In 2025 they moved to another one, Yasny missile range, and it fell down there, making an explosion there. So Satan II destroys 2 missile sites in Russia. I'm not sure it's meant for Washington. It's destroying Russia missile site by missile site. I couldn't make this stuff up, man. It's all written down in this thread. I'm not gonna waste your time with it. You can go click the link in the description if you want to read it. Yeah, it was beautiful to watch. Now, my friends, I got a bingo question for you, and this is not the oil refinery bingo. This is Russian meat bingo. How many units of Russian meat sacks do you see in this photo? And it's not a photo, it's actually a video, and we're gonna watch it. But it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. I count 30. Correct me if I'm wrong. How many did you get? That's 30 units of meat. That's a lot of minced meat, even for Russia. But this is one of Ukrainian defensive lines, and it has a huge anti-tank ditch. And you might think, okay, it stops tanks but not infantry. Well, this video shows you that it stops infantry also. Every kind of physical obstacle in a defensive line against Russia, which uses mainly infantry, works, because infantry has to stop and clear the obstacle. And in this video we can see how it's, you know, going for them. There's 30 meat sacks around this soldier who's trying to get up from the anti-tank ditch. And it's so deep that it's actually a problem for him to get up. He's climbing up. He's a bit drunk, as you can see, a bit wobbly maybe. Wibbly wobbly Russian style, trying to get up. Gets up. Good day for him. On the knees. Oh, 4-wheel drive, as we can see. 2 wheels again. And there's a Ukrainian drone itching to export some freedom, of course. Finds the wibbly wobbly 4-wheel drive Russian man. And let's see, what's the outcome? What do you think? Gets the backpack with vodka. Look how big these anti-tank ditches are. I mean, they work. They are not obsolete. They work. They do their job even against infantry. Crazy. So the drone wants to give a little kiss to this Russian wibbly wobbly man. By the way, there's another one right here. 2 meat sacks are still moving. One here and one in the ditch still. The one who got out will be given a kiss very shortly, right in the backpack. And we have some nice little flames of freedom. Freedom exported, manure applied. But there's another one right here. He didn't get hit. We don't see what happens to him, but I think you can just assume what happens to him. There's not many opportunities. So yeah, these anti-tank ditches, they work. Dragon's Teeth work. Concentrina razor wire works perfectly. Apply that, you're any country next to Russia, just apply defensive lines to oblivion, to the Russian border, and they will have issues with it. They will just not cross it like you would with your Western brain and intelligence. Oh, I cross it here or there. No, they will use 30 meat sacks to just fill it with bodies, and then perhaps they cross it. So it does work. On this same topic, I want to bring to you the command of the 22nd Army Corps of the Russian Army, where a general gives a postcard to the soldiers. And this is one of these soldiers reacting to that postcard with good wishes. Just, it's very juicy. What's up, bro? Look at the shit they gave us. Igor Tomshin, that's the General Mayor. Igor Tomshin, Major General. Death is not a sin, but a feat. Why wouldn't they go die themselves? Yeah. On the bright side, we've got a whole load of them. Let's open and light them up. Wait, let's open. And there's a grandfather. This is a Russian dedushka. Look at him wanting to smoke a cigarette. Let's light it up. So they use this General Major's greeting to light a cigarette. This old man here already tells you which unit it is, because some Russian, like majority of Russian units don't have an age limit, but certain Russian units don't. The Meat Assaults, the Storm Z, the Crippled Battalion, all of that stuff that goes to the front and is gonna live a few days only, that's the old guys. So yeah, that's some kind of assault unit. And they get these motivational letters which they use to light their cigarettes. Assistance from the army command. Don't collect this garbage. These dudes still have humor. Talking about the front, I have more videos for you. This time it's Kadyrovites, Akhmat Sila units. These guys, the TikTok battalion or TikTok forces as you call it, because they cannot really fight. They take steroids and they make TikTok videos about shooting Kalashnikovs in the air about 30 clicks from the front. We don't really see them much anymore. Only when they sometimes get lost close to the front lines, then we see them taking losses. And this is one of these videos. Let's watch it. Because, you know, for us to have a good Monday, we need some Chechens with beards and Ukrainian landmines. That's a great combo. So they found Ukrainian landmines and they demobilized or... Allahu Akbar, that's what they keep saying all the time. I don't think it's gonna help them. They decided to deactivate these Ukrainian landmines with themselves. That's a very Russian way to do that. Now there are Chechens fighting on Ukrainian side. Nothing to say against them, they are excellent fighters. But these Kadyrovites, I don't know how many brain cells they have. Not really sure. If you know, you tell me. But yeah. Look at them, big beards, but no brain cells. The bigger the beard, the smaller the brain cells. Yeah, they found the landmines and they decided to deactivate them. And now final video to make your Monday. There is footage, it's amazing footage of Ukrainians testing out their UGV, unmanned ground vehicle. It's like, it's a drone, but on wheels on the ground or on tracks, whatever it is. This specific drone was supposed to be tested. And it has a Browning on top of it, the American Browning 50 cal, right? It was not supposed to be part of the battle. It was only supposed to be tested. But don't you hate where at the time that you're testing your new tech, Russians decide to launch an armored assault. That's exactly what happened. So they're only testing it and suddenly a BMP appears. Russian BMP. So what do? Well, of course, your trigger finger is itching. You want to send them to sleep with the fishes. Open fire on the BMP, which casually just rides by. This UGV is just laying freedom on top of it. This is heaven. If I was a drone startup in Ukraine testing my UGV, this is exactly the testing ground I want. Look at that wonderful footage. Turns around, makes some more testing, exports some more freedom, and these are possibly American rounds also. I love it. It's great. Wonderful. This was it, my friends, for Monday. I'll be back for you tomorrow also. Perhaps on Thursday also, but definitely Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So if you like my channel, my videos, subscribe to it. And until my next video, Slava Ukraini, and bye-bye. As I mentioned before, my friends, don't forget to sign up for my Heritage Bundle using my code ART25 for the same exact price. You're also getting a 30-day free trial, free shipping, and the Ancient Origins feature, plus so much more. Link in the description below.